not in. Hang on. Wait a second.
Uh-oh.
I knew that was going to happen. Every time you go out and come back in.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Son of a bitch. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Quarterback Factory Show.
Hello,
at least part of us.
Nurse.
Yeah, nice. All right.
You get it? Nick Nurse, you know?
All right,
like
Brandon, you
crossover.
are in. Say
I'm
hello to
in?
the world. You're in.
That's what she said. What's up, everybody? Quarterback Factory Show, QBFS. All of us here, like Dan said, the four horsemen back. Oh, Dan's glitching. He looks like an alien. What happened to you? Oh my
I
God.
just picked up my cup.
This cup runneth over. Oh, dude, you got green slime. Oh, God. You're an alien. Anyway.
As long as Blanco can see it fine, I think we're good.
Yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. We're back. I think the last actual live show. We did do like a live stream for a little bit during the draft, and then it kind of got like messed up. I know we were live from the parking lot for a little bit, but I think this is the first actual show that we've done since post Super Bowl. And we all know how that ended, so we don't got to talk about it anymore. We got it off our chest. It's a new day. It's a new season. It's August. There's football tonight. And from now until February, there's going to be a football game on every week.
Hallelujah.
Yes. So I don't care if it's the Hall of Fame game and nobody's playing. And there's, next Saturday night, the Eagles will be playing a preseason game. We'll finally get to see our Birds back on the field. They're taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Should be cool. So I didn't want to go like too crazy tonight with stuff. I just kind of wanted to touch on the upcoming season. Obviously, there were some changes in the offseason, offensively, defensively, with the coaching staff. And I just wanted to get your guys' overall feeling just going into the season. Do you think they can repeat as NFC East champions? Can they repeat going to the NFC Championship, to the Super Bowl possibly? Will there be any effect negatively with the new coordinators, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators? They did lose some players, but they gained some players. So I want to get just like your gut, like take the green goggles off and just look at the team and go forward with what you're feeling. And who do you think is their biggest competition in the NFC? Because there's always a dark horse every year. Because, look, nobody expected the Eagles to do what they did next year. Nobody expected them to go and win 14 games and go to the NFC Championship and come within 3 points of the Super Bowl. No one expected Jalen Hurts to make the leap that he had.
I did.
And have the runner-up to MVP, except me. Not you, Sean. Yeah, you might as well be Chris fucking Sims. It wasn't even on your top 32. So
No, he was on my top 32. Don't be ridiculous.
he was 32.
No. Come on.
So how has everybody been? I feel like I saw Sean this weekend. Dan, I saw you a couple weeks ago. Blanco, I haven't seen your face in forever.
I feel different because I obviously saw you last weekend, Bren. I saw Blanco at IKEA, and we rubbed beards. It was beautiful. But I have not seen Dan the Man in a dog's age.
Sean, remember when the last time we met up?
Eons, man. Empires have risen and fallen in the time that, me and Dano have seen each other. So
Yeah, we could put together a fucking Venn diagram of who's seen each other. It would be perfectly, like, symmetrical. Like,
was it?
Brent and I have not seen each other. Dan and Sean and me have seen each other. And it's like, it would be like this beautiful symmetrical shape of, like, who's seen who.
I think the last time I saw Dan was Blanco's birthday. When was that? A year and a half ago when we went bowling?
Or Riley's.
That would have been my 40th, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Blanco since the Dallas tailgate game. What was that? October?
Octubre.
Yeah.
Whenever I met Mrs. Slay.
Yeah. Damn, that's
What a
our
great-
last picture together.
Yeah.
Great game.
You following Mrs. Slay and me following you. Remember that picture? You see me in the background. You see me all serious. Like, I look like Mrs. Slay's bodyguard, but for you, but with a phone.
What a perfect specimen.
And less like I might beat you up and more like I'll just chug a beer with you.
Black House.
Yeah, or Rips and Black House.
Oh man, never forget.
Almost throw
Our
up.
second most popular video on TikTok.
Yeah,
It was the
Absolutely.
champ for a while. I'm glad it got knocked down. Needed to get knocked
it was. It got knocked down by. The
I'm just
Junior
waiting.
one.
I'm waiting for my gremlin to run through the door at any second.
Yeah.
It's all right. She's good.
So who wants to start it off? How are you feeling about this upcoming season? How do you? How you
I'm
feeling?
gonna start because it's like already kind of bedtime. So
Yeah, me.
I'm feeling good. The schedule is substantially tougher than it was last year. Even though I'm a big proponent of like first place, second place, third place schedule, that whole thing being overrated because it really only affects 3 games a year. You're going to play your divisional obligations and you're going to play 6 games within your division no matter what. But we just got a tougher draw this year overall. The AFC East is stacked. But honestly, I think I see us somewhere in like the 11 to 12 win range, not a huge step back. I feel good, man. I think that, we did lose some talent, but we replenished a decent amount of it through the draft and through some savvy moves in free agency. We brought back key pieces. I mean, we still have the best offensive and defensive line in football, in my opinion, barring any injuries. And, we might have lost our offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, but Brian Johnson has a great working relationship with Jalen Hurts, and, he was a direct understudy to Steichen and Sirianni last year, so I'm not too worried about that. I don't think the system changes much. And, I mean, raise your hand if you actually like Jonathan Gannon anyway. So, I mean...
Just kidding.
And I don't know much about this Sean Desai guy, but he's got a great first name, even though he spells it wrong. And he comes from Pete Carroll, from like the Pete Carroll tree. And
Does he
Pete
have to chew
Carroll,
gum?
what'd you say?
Does he have to chew gum the entire time? Since he's
Probably.
Pete Carroll?
I mean, I guess that's to be seen. But
That or clap his hands.
listen, all that matters is that if this guy Desai can come in and even get semi-similar results, then we're gonna have an above-average defense. And Pete Carroll's no slouch and has. Is responsible for one of the greatest defenses in NFL history. So if this guy can even come close to that success, I'm not too worried about it. And to be honest, the NFC just got weaker. I mean, Aaron Rodgers might be older and frail, but him being out of Green Bay takes an elite quarterback out of the conference. Dak is going to be Dak. The Niners don't have a quarterback. I mean, they got Mr. Irrelevant and 2 failed first-round picks. So
they got Mr. Irrelevant. They got Trey Lance, who
failed top 5 pick, and
he
Sam
looks
Darnold.
lost. And Sam Darnold, another. He got ran out of New York, the Jets. He got ran out of Jetstown.
He got ran out of Carolina when they were starting P.J. Walker, Temple's own P.J. Walker, who was in the XFL the year before.
Yeah. Like, how
So,
bad do you have to be?
All this hype around San Francisco just kind of feels like some NFL, but you know what I mean? It's
For those
I think
listening,
they just
Sean
want a
did the
reason.
dick sucking motion.
Yeah, I think they just want a
In case you're
reason.
listening on Spotify,
Yeah, well, I think everyone gets that by this point. It's 2023.
I'll
You
put a
can
little
watch that shit
I'll
on
put a little
YouTube.
squishing sound effect in there, so it's a little bit more.
Oh, that's good. Really
Saturated.
get the
By my
saliva glands
estimates,
working.
it looked about a 9-incher.
But I mean, there's nobody else that. Honestly, the only team that really I can't even say they scare me, but I feel like they pose somewhat of a threat. Is Detroit. And that's really it, because Detroit is they had a sneaky good team last year.
Remember that game last year too?
Right,
That
they
week one
played us
game or whatever?
really tough.
Dude, it came
Dan
down to the
Campbell
last
seems
play.
like a really good coach. They've improved on defense, and the offense is 100% intact.
Wasn't
if anything-
it DeAndre Swift who was gashing us though, or was it a different running back?
Yeah.
He
Swift.
did gash us, but I mean the
And
kid they
Williams.
drafted from Alabama, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's a really, really good player, and he's definitely a more diverse back than DeAndre Swift. He's more of a bell cow, and I mean everyone's forgetting that kid Jamison Williams, who's going to lose a couple games for the betting thing, but I mean he would have been the first receiver taken in the draft in 2022 had he not been injured. So.
Yeah.
And they're adding that to an offense that was already really good, and they've,
They got a great
improved.
defense.
they've improved on defense. You know, they've added a couple key veterans. They drafted the best off-ball linebacker, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, you know, even though F that guy. But, yeah, Detroit's really the only team that I can see posing any type of threat to us, and they don't really scare me because it's still Detroit. So I have zero reason to believe that the Birds aren't going to make another deep playoff run and possibly represent the NFC in the Super Bowl again.
I agree with you with Detroit. I always think that, like, there's that one team that nobody saw coming, like us last year.
Yeah.
And with the NFC, I think that, like, there's a couple teams. Like, I think the Bears take a step forward, but they're not a threat. I feel like this was Justin Fields' year to kind of come into his own. Like, they might be a borderline playoff team. Like, they might be a wild card team. Like, possibly, if like things fall their way, they could possibly be a wild card team. Definitely think the Lions are a threat for sure if they can put things together. Then there's the two other teams that I kind of have a side eye on. I have a side eye on Seattle. They're good. I mean, you know where you're going to get with Geno, but I mean, they still got a great coach in Pete Carroll. They got good offense. They got Kenny Walker third at running back, and they still have Lockett and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And not Metcalf, right?
And Zach Charbonnet.
And Metcalf. So, I mean, I always have a side eye on Seattle because we never fucking beat them. We haven't beat them since 2007. Like, period. I got a side. And I got to have an eye on the Saints, man. Like, they got Olave. They still got Michael Thomas. Kamara's going to get suspended, but you know, they still have a good defense. They still got Lattimore. They still got, you know, Cam Jordan. And
the addition of, what? Carr?
Maybe, Derek Carr in that offense or new scheme, it might work out. Like, who knows?
What's the status of Michael Thomas? Is he still dead?
I think he is.
My goodness. Like,
I think Michael Thomas
he was like top
dead,
5
though.
pick years ago, man. And now it's just like, oh, my goodness.
But I'm sorry, but I think that, the Niners are fucking stacked, like head to toe, offensively and defensively, without a doubt. But like you said, they don't have a fucking quarterback. If you don't think that coaches are scheming on Purdy and looking for what he can and can't do, and they don't even know if he's going to be able to play by the beginning of the season because of his elbow.
I guess you could pick
courtesy of Hassan Reddick.
Can he even
I
throw
guess
the ball again?
you can
After
probably
that hit,
pick teams
I don't know if he can throw the ball anymore.
No. I'm sorry, but Dallas is there, dude. Dallas is right there with us.
Yeah, you can pick teams apart like we've been doing right now. It's just like go with Dallas, but I mean, the loss of, was it Kellen Moore? Is that the offensive coordinator's name they lost? I mean, that
I
could
didn't
be
understand.
I mean, they were. I don't understand that one bit either.
He's been the offensive coordinator for 4 or 5 years, and they've had a top 12 offense every single year.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, Mike McCarthy was literally run out of Green Bay because his play calling was stale as shit and uncreative. So, and dude, the Cowboys are gonna cowboy. Like, I'm talking to you, Cowboy Chris. Like, dude, you guys have won 3 playoff games since I was in kindergarten. Like, come on, man. Come on. Well, here you go, me. An entire generation of kids grew up. And pretty much once we got done pissing our pants, we grew up, got married, had mortgages, had children of our own, and the Cowboys have won 4 playoff games. I mean, until they prove me otherwise, which, Lord willing, I hope they don't, they're not a threat. They're not a threat. Dak is Donovan McNabb.
Oh.
Flashy stats. He's a mobile quarterback who tries to be a pocket passer.
I'm 5. I'm sorry. I'm a 5. You know how I feel about 5.
Yeah, you're a 5 apologist.
5 will always love you.
Yeah,
I just watched Rondé Barber take one back in the friggin' highlights when they were doing the cut-ups in the Hall of Fame game. So I don't give a shit about 5.
But I think 5's got it over Dak.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it to.
Yeah.
I'll give it to 5. I'll give it to 5. But when you're just talking about the,
I think a more apt description of Dak is he's Tony Romo. Even if that, I mean, I'm talking like that when it comes to that playoff time, you know. Whoa, Sean, you're upside down. You took a hit of that. You took a hit of that fucking vape, and you just got transferred into the upside down. And you're muted. There's no more audio.
At vape number 5.
Right now, I don't see Sean at all, and
me either.
Dude, you're upside down, and you have no audio.
What's going on?
Wild. So Blanco, how are you feeling about this upcoming season? What are your insides telling you?
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Cautious?
Yeah, because like I'm so optimistic. Like, oh fuck, I need to pull back a little bit. You know, kind of like that. Maybe that's not the right term, but I am like, I'm feeling like excited. Obviously, I mean, as I do every season. Even if we had a bad season, the next season's coming up, and all the different motions go through the off season. I get the same sort of jitters, right? Where I'm like, you know, kind of almost similar to that Christmas feelings, almost similar to that, like, oh, it can't wait, it's happening, yes, here we go. But yeah, like with the Super Bowl happening and all that, it's like, man, like part of me's like, yes, we gotta get back, we're gonna get back there, and we're gonna fucking do it this time. But at the same time, another part of me's like, what are the odds of that happening? The odds are like, woo, not great in our favor. You know, the odds of how perfectly everything went for us last season. There's going to be a lot of times where it's going to feel like there's a lot of times last season where I feel like, holy shit, kind of lucky or kind of meant to be, you know, shit like that. And that just doesn't happen all the time, you know. And I guess we've had 2 seasons that sort of felt like that, you know. Especially the Super Bowl win season, where especially that final run to get to the end was complete magic. Like, holy shit, that was absolute magic. And then last year kind of felt like that almost all year until the end. So that's why I'm just like, you know, I have that in the back of my head, like, it's the realism in me is like, yeah, I don't know, man. Can that happen again? Can we do that again? That seems hard.
You're cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
Sean, but I'm not. I feel the same way too, because you know what?
Sean, you're still upside down and muted. Turn it off and turn it back on, Sean. His facial expressions upside down were funny though. Was he upside down for you guys?
We just couldn't see him. He was in the upside down.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's us as Eagles fans.
Hey now.
You're back. You're good.
All right, hold on 1 second. I was trying to ask Blanco a question.
Okay.
Sorry.
You know we can't pause it, right?
Yeah. Reverse.
Can you guys rewind? All the viewers right now, can you guys rewind a little bit?
Now, do you feel a level of apprehension? Because, you know, I mean, for all 4 of us, you know, we remember 3 Super Bowl appearances. The 2 that obviously that we had before last season, the following seasons were letdowns for all intents and purposes. You know, so do you feel like that little bit of apprehension?
It's 100% due to past experience, yes.
Okay.
My brain is 100% due to memories, reflex, how I am used to feeling.
Right.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not analytical. It's not like it has nothing to do with like all the different moves that happen or how I feel about players or Hurts or Sirianni or anything. It's more about like my own insecurities.
Right.
We're going to turn this into a therapy session right now.
And I feel the same way though, because you know when you look at this roster and this coaching staff, you know, obviously they've made a little bit of a deal about losing both coordinators, but overall, the head coach is still here. The offensive coordinator was replaced in-house. The defensive coordinator coming in has a pretty good pedigree and comes from a good coaching tree. We've retained, you know, 90% of our core important players, and the ones that we didn't, we drafted and utilized our free agency money well to make sure that those roles were filled. On paper, we have no reason to think that the Eagles can't make another deep playoff run, but it's just that Negadelphia, that it's ingrained in all of us.
That's what I was gonna say. I said it's not in our DNA. We're not wired to be so optimistic and hopeful going into a season like this.
I mean, but really think about the last, 10 and a half months? 3 of our 5 major sports teams all lost in the championship, and then the Sixers blew a 3-2 lead to our most hated rival in the playoffs. So it's like, can you blame us for being a negative?
It's not that kind of episode right now, Sean. It's not that kind of episode, all right?
I'm sorry, but can you blame us for being a negative fan base sometimes?
Yeah.
Don't pick at the scab, okay?
I'm sorry.
Don't pick at it. Don't pick at it. It's never going to heal.
I'm sorry.
Okay?
Yeah, but what if it's infected? The only way to get it is to pick the scab off and pour peroxide on that shit.
Put some Neosporin on it. Okay.
Our medicine is Eagles football in the preseason.
Neosporin, man.
Black
Self-medication.
And black health.
Swim in a tub of it.
That's all. But Sean, to get back to what you were saying about how the teams fell apart the next year, I feel like there was always some kind of off-season distraction and some off-season complication going into that following season. Like in 2004, after they lost to the Patriots, it was probably about this time that year afterwards that
drama.
T.O. started doing the sit-ups.
Yeah.
And it was a T.O. drama, and it literally tore that team the fuck apart.
Yeah.
And they lost players on defense as well, and it just tore that fucking team apart, and it just created such turmoil. And after the 2017 season, look, you had Carson, who was hurt. He was coming back from a major injury, from an ACL. They rushed him back. There was a quarterback controversy. As soon as Foles lost that second game against Tampa Bay, they rushed Wentz back in panic mode, and then he broke his back against Minnesota, and then Foles came back. It was a shit show again.
Yeah.
You know? So, and to feel like this season, I mean, to my knowledge, besides the first thing that I've heard at all was Hassan Reddick coming out today saying, like, yeah, I think I want a new contract. But that's about it. But, like, he's not doing sit-ups in his driveway and causing a fit. Like, he's still going to go out there and play.
Yeah, and he's still going to show up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still going to show up. And, like, not like you see these other teams like, fucking Jonathan Taylor, he's holding out because he doesn't want money. Now we requested a trade. Like,
yeah, he's not doing was it Zach Martin?
I was gonna say Zach Martin.
Zach Martin, like
he's just non-existent. So what Reddick's doing is very professional at his, what the position he's in.
Back to Sirianni.
He's not wrong, and the Eagles are not wrong for what's going on in his situation.
Yeah, and it goes back to Sirianni. He's created such a good culture there.
Yeah,
and overall in the organization that we don't have to worry about shit like this. Then, it is only August 3rd, so, things can change. But
I think it started with Hurts.
Yeah, but the overall culture with everyone, being together as a team and doing what they have to do to benefit the team and to win is all there. So, I mean,
it's a bond. It's just a great. It's a
weird feeling to say that they're going into this like last year, or like they're not going into it turmoil like some other teams and post Super Bowl like they did other years.
Like, I can't speak for other coaches in the league of the NFL of other teams, but man,
Brandon, you're making me feel good, and I don't like it.
The embracement of Sirianni with Philadelphia is just remarkable. He goes to sporting events. He just that just all around is great for the football. So.
It is, and I think the leadership that we do have, you know what I mean, on this team. When you're like the core four, like Fletch, BG, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, like I think those guys, the accountability that the accountability they demand from these players, whether they other veterans or younger players, I think that can't be discounted either. That's 3 of those 4 guys. I mean, 2 of them are already virtual locks with Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson, and Fletch has an outside chance of making the Hall of Fame as well. Yeah. So you got 3 potential Hall of Famers who've played in 2 Super Bowls in their life, holding these guys accountable, and then you got BG, who has arguably the single biggest play in the history of Philadelphia sports.
It is.
I think having that leadership in the locker room on top of Hurts's just steadfast attitude. You got guys like Slay who. That whole thing in the offseason where he got cut and then just came right back with open arms after the deal got reworked. Like,
He
that
wanted to
kind
be
of chemistry is rare, man.
Yeah,
And you know what else?
He
You know what else?
squashed the beef with
Yeah,
Matt
and-
Patricia.
Yeah, you know what else?
Supposedly.
The
Supposedly.
culture that these veterans are putting into this squad. Like,
Yeah.
think about this. If you're at your job and a new guy comes in and he's going to be taking your job or has a threat to take your job, you don't want to take him under your wing and show him the ropes. But guess what? Jason Kelsey's out there shoulder to shoulder with Cam Jurgens.
Wow.
And he's showing him the ropes. Like, he went out there and scouted with Roseman and was like, that's the guy that I want to be center. He's got what it takes. Like, and he's not out there being like, oh, fuck this kid, fuck this rookie. He doesn't know. He's got to learn on his own. Like, the culture that is there is, you know, help the next guy. You know, like, they're accepting their roles and they're accepting.
I'm sure there's a little hazing going on. There's a little bit.
Oh,
Did I-
There's some cow tipping motherfuckers.
I know I sent
No.
it to Brendan. I don't know if I sent it in the QBFS chat. There was actually an article about the rookie defensive tackle that's not Jalen Carter, Moro Ojamo, who we drafted out of Texas. Fletch has just like taken these young guys under his wing, like,
Yeah.
nah, like, this is how you be a pro. This is how you carry yourself. This is how we do shit in this organization. And it's like, dude, that's
huge. That's so
huge,
valuable.
man.
Yeah, they could just
Yeah,
ride
that-
out to retirement.
Exactly.
They can live comfy.
You got an
And you know
all
what? And then
decade of talent.
that passes it on. That passes it on to them.
Yep.
Who will then pass it on to any other rookies, any other newcomers, everything, and that just creates
Sustained
such a
success.
better. Yeah, it's a better overall culture. And then people will want to come to Philadelphia and play because they don't have to worry about being dicked around and fucked around and, you know, those assholes, or calling your fucking quarterback a bitch ass after he intercepts your ball.
Hey, you gonna be a bitch ass, do bitch ass things or some shit. Some Jim Schwartz fake quote. I don't know.
Oh,
bitch
Jim
ass
Schwartz.
gonna do
Can you
bitch ass
imagine that
things.
though? Like, nobody did anything, and Dak just stood there. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not a professional football player, but if somebody came up to Hurts after they intercepted the ball and was like, "Shut your bitch ass up," you think fucking Kelsey or Lane would fucking stand for that shit?
Hell no.
Not at all.
Absolutely not.
So that shit. So
Didn't Mailata try to kill somebody like last year or 2 years ago?
Jason
Yeah,
Peters.
like
Jason
that.
Peters would sign a one-day contract at that moment and protect him, even though he never played for him. That would happen. Something, you know, anything would happen.
he'd
Other than
flash
what
back
happened
to
to
that.
Dak.
He'd flash right back to that Redskins game.
Oh,
and start
dude,
going
he
after
na-
people.
Nick Foles got nailed.
Yeah.
Jason Peters was ready to fight the entire,
Oh, yeah.
the entire
He did.
Washington football team.
Yeah, he did.
Dak Johnson and Tom O'Leary.
They
out
had,
there.
there was immediate regret when Jason Peters started attacking the dude.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
So wait,
and it
do we
just
think-
goes back with what you were just saying about them teaching, you know, the young bucks coming in. It goes for Reddick too, where he can, you know, Nolan Smith, the way they're saying he's gonna, you know, coming in and take his spot, but
He's
who
baby
knows what's
Reddick.
gonna happen. Yeah, so it's like
Reddick
you
is a
hit on
beast,
the
man.
point perfectly. It's like Reddick can just go full out asshole mode, and he knows Nolan has a chance, maybe not, but you know how we see it, man. This guy might, you know, Smith might have some talent to just come in and be the next replacement of Reddick. So I got to give it up to him, man. Like I said, both positions are kind of right. The Eagles are right, and Reddick's right on wanting more. You know, the Eagles did what they did when they signed him. You know.
Yeah.
So,
and
but
I mean, he's handling it with
he's
class,
handling it well.
like you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. Handling it with class.
When you like, it seems like obviously like positions that the organization values. I don't know if there's a position they value more outside of the quarterback position than defensive line. So
Friggin' trenches, yeah.
edge rushing and defensive tackles. So he's handling it classy, and I think he knows that, you know, dude just came off of 19 sacks in 20 games last year. I mean, he's gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid here. So
He should.
and he deserves it. Hell yeah. He's got
And
two
have
more
a
on his-
star-
he's
Howard's
got two
gonna-
more on
star.
his deal.
Yeah, to have
Give
a
him another
star
two.
pass rusher, like on the edge, is
Yeah.
almost as valuable as a quarterback.
It is, absolutely. Having that type of presence that can get in the quarterback's face on any given play is invaluable, especially in
Yeah.
today's NFL where they're passing the ball more than ever.
Unless you slip on overwatered turf and grass.
You talk about me picking the scab?
Fucking sod
You're
father.
talking about me
Fucking
picking the scab?
sod
Seriously?
You want to talk about picking scabs? I'm watching that quarterback show on Netflix,
God.
the documentary.
Quarterback
for
factory show.
Kirk Cousins and
We should sue them.
Mahomes.
You see that? You see Hurts denied that shit twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Good.
I ain't got time for that.
Do you like it? You like that?
Yeah. Dude, Cousins is the biggest dork. And I hate to like him because he's like, my wife got these clothes from Target for me.
I saw the trailer.
Yeah. He's such an all shucks, like, dude drives a minivan.
Man.
Good for him.
Yeah. Mariota's just totally shell shocked through the whole fucking series. He's like, yeah, we lost.
I just want to eat McDonald's.
And yeah, no, I was from Hawaii. I picked wow.
Apparently,
Mahomes.
Could you guys imagine if we traded Fletch and 3 first-round picks for that fucking guy?
dude, I don't know who.
We finally got him. So Chip Kelly.
Finally
I
got
don't
him.
know who it was.
Where's
but
Chip?
Sirianni said, "You need to fucking make it perfect, dude. Clean that the fuck up or something." One of the dudes, I think it might have been Mariota. Clean that the fuck up. Like he just was ragging on him, man. And I gotta.
Is this in the quarterback show?
Yeah.
No. It's
No.
like one of the earlier practices this week or last week or whenever it was.
It's really funny. Serena and I were browsing Netflix the other night, like a couple nights ago.
Dude, watch it. Watch it. It's good.
We're probably not gonna watch it. But she saw that and she's like, "What is this?" And then she sees the quarterback. She recognizes the quarterbacks except for Mariota, right? And she's like, "Who's that guy?" I was like, "Oh, that's the Eagles' new quarterback." And she's like, super confused, like, "What? How come I've never seen or heard of him? How come you've never talked about him?" I'm like, he was a really sought after #1 draft pick. Man, we really wanted him when we finally got him.
He's the only person to catch a touchdown pass from himself in a playoff game.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So that's good, at least. I mean,
Yeah, man.
A gold
Yeah,
star
no. Then
on
I
his
told
good
her
noodle board.
the story of who he is.
Oh
And why we
yeah.
got him.
Let's hear Brendan talk about picking scabs.
Yeah, but I've watched like the first 4 episodes, I think, and I really didn't like
Married
Patrick
Life?
Mahomes. No, I really didn't like Patrick Mahomes going into it, and I really wasn't a fan of his wife going into it. But now that I'm 4 episodes in, I can say with full confidence, I fucking hate both of them.
Yeah.
They are so fucking annoying.
God.
He is the biggest bro fucking, oh my god, I fucking put in work, son. Like, he is like, I just want to drag him by his stupid fucking curly mohawk hair and just drag his face down Broad Street and hit every pothole and be like, shut the fuck up. You know, and his stupid fucking wife.
It's a great way to put it. Potholes.
Dude,
Perfect.
she looks like,
that's bad.
dude,
That'll
she
be bad
just
for his
like,
face.
it's like sometimes she's like kind of looks hot, and then other times it looks like they opened up the Ark of the Covenant on her, and her face is just like going inside of her like this, you know?
Wait, hold on. Sidebar. Has anyone seen Dial of Destiny?
No.
Good. Just don't.
Oh, is that Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah, just don't. Just don't.
I saw the trailer for it and I was
Yeah.
like, no.
I wouldn't even watch it on Blankflix.
Yeah. It'll be there. It'll be on.
It's
It'll be on
that bad.
Blockflix for your skipping pleasure.
It's fucking horrendous.
I'll start it, and as soon as I see the Blankflix logo come up, I'll just hit stop.
Sean Connery is rolling in his fucking grave right now.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's
Dumb
bad.
bastard.
When I saw the trailer, I was like, why when Hollywood runs out of ideas for villains, they bring in some Hitler magic shit that never happened.
They love.
They make up some Hitler shit.
When Hollywood runs out of bad guys, they either go one of 3 things. They either go Nazis, they either go commies, or they either go unspecified communist Asian people.
And they take it to space.
Or they do
they
the
take it
time
to
travel
space.
thing and reset the history. They always do that.
Which-
Or it's like, or it's some like small mob from like Turkey, headed by like what's his name? Hans Gruber's brother. And they want to fucking, like, from Die Hard with a Vengeance. And they want to fucking, like, take over a bank. Like, and then, like, they end up, like, killing 50 people.
They should use the Chechens, man. They're hardcore.
He killed 12 Chechens. He was an interior designer. His place looked like shit.
It always has the talk always has to include some kind of movie references, and I love it, man. It cracks me up, man.
Fuck, man. All right, I'm going to bed. Did I give you guys enough sound drops for the TikToks?
Sure.
We'll see what.
How am I the only one here and I have the least amount of knowledge on what the fuck a TikTok is?
That's all right.
I don't have the app either.
Take care of it all. And
you're the second youngest.
Yeah, don't worry. I tag you in your Instagram from 2012, where all it is you ripping bong hits through a fucking gas mask.
I think I have like 7 pictures on there. It's like a blunt, another blunt, a gas mask, me piss drunk so bad that Brianna and Erica had to hold me up so I didn't fall flat on my face, and like that's it. And that's about it.
That's great.
Yeah, good times. Good times.
Yeah.
All right. Arrivederci.
All right, buddy. I'm not too
Go
far
Birds.
behind you. Thanks for logging on.
Go
See ya. I gotta go
Birds.
fucking tame
Go
this
Birds.
velociraptor.
San Diego, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck
Good night.
yourself. Oh, that was good having you on. Good times. Good times.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
I'm
Thursdays
glad
is our winning night.
Glad it ended
Yeah,
with a
man.
little movie section right there, because it's
Yeah.
always good talking about some.
You want to hit us with the
Movie
outro?
stuff.
What do we want to talk about?
Yeah, no, let's end it there. We'll do it, but
Yeah, I think it was good to just get back on and.
get back on the groove. Stella got her groove back. You know
I put the phone number in like the little scrolling marquee text. Nobody saw it.
Cool. Yeah.
So,
if
but it's
anybody's got
okay.
anything they want to say, call up, leave a message. We'll play it on our next live broadcast.
215-935-QBFS.
I'm gonna promote that shit, man. I love it when people.
Yeah,
call.
I'm gonna start getting the graphic for it and getting it on our live stream and prepare it for whatever
And
initial
we used
videos.
to do it right before we started live. I think you put it up too.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm gonna fix all
Yeah.
the graphics to have the phone number in it. Yeah,
Alright, cool.
This is kind of the same way we used to have it.
Cool.
Cool. All right, we'll give all this footage to Alan Iverson and tell him to cut it up and then send it to me, and then I'll put it out so the government don't come knocking on nobody's door.
Yeah, I will.
If you know what I'm saying.
Perfecto.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, good show, guys. If anybody has listened, watched, tuned in, whatever, thank you for doing that. Please follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Be on the lookout for our next TikTok videos. On Instagram, we like to put out reels, all that. Tell your friends, tell your kids, tell your wives, tell your mistresses, tell your next door neighbor and their dog.
Tell your security detail.
Yep. Like, subscribe, follow, and can't wait for the season to start. It'll be here before you know it. So until then,
Saturday is the first preseason game, right?
Mhm.
So
Next Saturday.
Next-
Not this Saturday.
Next.
Not Saturday,
Yeah.
next one.
the 12th.
All right.
All right. So until then, go Birds.
Go Birds.
Good. Go Birds.